Hello everybody, it's Level 4 for the weekly update. A few things. First of all, officially announced, coming up at the end of this month, April, is going to be iCabathon, a charity marathon in memory of our friend Brian Fraser, iCabagon, benefiting the Canadian Blood Services. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be Pokemon themed. The link to the Twitter and description and schedule and everything is all going to be in the description of this video. If you want to follow that Twitter account so that you could just keep updated, and also the Twitch account for Nintendo Project, just so you get emails and stuff knowing that, when we're going to be live, that would be great. Also, if you want to help by retweeting the tweet or liking it or whatever, helping to share it, that would be awesome as well. I'm really excited for it. I got games lined up. We got a couple special guests lined up, and it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So yeah, it is Sunday night, April 4th. Pesach is officially over. That's why this is coming out at recording this at 8:50 p.m. and not I hate the glare. You don't get a glare anymore. Now you just get my eyes. You could probably still get the glare in my eyes. I'm gonna look at the camera though. That's why you get this late at night, but I didn't want to pre-record anything. I didn't want to push it off till Monday again like I did or Tuesday like I did this past week. But the holiday went nicely. I'm really happy. For anybody who celebrated Easter today, I hope that your holiday went well as well. But yeah, it was an eventful week this week. It was a very eventful week this week. In terms of videos and stuff, we got April 1st. Got an amazing video of my debut as a speedrunner. April 2nd was my 10-year anniversary on YouTube. I made a little video talking about that. And honestly, I wish I with that video I went more into not just the past year but the 10 years. I didn't have a lot of time to do recording last week. Other recording, I should say. I was working a lot on the new Let's Play, which we'll talk about in a second. But I started pretty much from not knowing anything that I was doing. If you look back at that first Mario and Luigi thing made on Windows Movie Maker with a borrowed microphone that, not a USB or anything back then, because they didn't really do that. I mean, they did, but not. It was expensive usually. But I just had a plug-in microphone, like a really old microphone that you had to really raise your voice for. And me, I don't really raise my voice, so I was very quiet and I had to boost everything. So I had to learn how to use Windows Movie Maker. I had to learn how to record an emulator. Because I wasn't doing webcam, and I had to mix my audio together and do everything and try to do stupid little effects and outros and everything, because I wanted to copy Chugga Conroy at the time. That's who I really watched that put effort into his stuff. It was my four big inspirations in order of inspiration, I guess: Chugga Conroy, H.C. Bailey, Newfie Bonga, and Nintendo Capri Sun. Not in order of how I discovered them, but Chugga Conroy was the biggest inspiration, most certainly. But those four really got me into man, I really want to try this. And I jumped right into it, just headlong. I did a little bit of research. I did enough to understand how to use Windows Movie. I had used Windows Movie Maker before to make school projects, but that was in the late 2000s. As opposed to the 2010 era. But Windows Movie Maker worked. It had functions. I stuck through it through the end of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but I started using my Dazzle that I bought, because back then everybody bought a Dazzle. It was trends in capture cards. It's so funny. It was a Dazzle, and then the big thing was the Hauppauge HD PVR, ooh, and then the Black Magic Intensity, ooh, and then the Elgato, ooh. That's the current trend now. I don't think anything superseded the Elgato yet, but it's only a matter of time, unless they keep diversifying. But yeah, my Dazzle was recording
Luigi's Mansion is my second Let's Play, and then moving on from there to Final Fantasy VII, and I learned about S-Video, and it used the Pinnacle program for that, and eventually moved on from there to Sony Vegas, because everybody pirated Sony Vegas back in the day. Until a friend of mine actually gave me a legitimate copy, which is the one I still use today. I use a copy of, is it Sony Vegas 15, Pro 15, is my current thing, and is legitimate. I own the key and the disc. I have it physically, so I feel good about myself. But yeah. And it was great. I loved it so much. Aside from the fact that I made friends and I was able to connect to people, and it got me onto the hellscape known as Twitter. It was an escape. You know, it was an escape from life. I started it at a time where my life was really spiraling because of as of yet undiagnosed cancer. Which would go undiagnosed for 2 years from the point that I started. I started in 2011, and I was diagnosed in 2013. So that was 2 years of it growing and getting worse before I finally met the right doctors who took the right scans. But through that, horrible time of slowly having my body stop working, because it was growing in places, and through the treatment process and everything, Let's Playing and this community has been an amazing lifeline and support for me. I wouldn't call it a crutch. A lot of people use the word crutch, and it is in some cases. Like, I am very resistant to doing things that will stop me from making videos. Treatments and procedures and life changes, big life changes. But in that way, I guess it can be a crutch that, I am holding on to. But I really think of it more as a lifeline. It's not something that I need as much today in terms of keeping me alive, but it's something that it was something for me to work towards as I was sick. At a time in my life that I did not have any guarantee for a future. I didn't have plans to make. I couldn't say, like, all right, so I'll go to college now, or I'll get a job or get a degree or anything, married life, whatever. That was all destroyed because I was sick. So I could really only work on smaller things and planning out Let's Plays, recording videos, making them, seeing people respond to them was one of the greatest joys of my life the past 10 years. And I've met a lot of amazing people, and I made a little list in the anniversary video, and then, like, after I posted it, I thought up of like a dozen and a half other names that I would have wanted to go on there. But, like, when you make a list, there's people that you're going to leave out by accident. I don't believe in making lists to leave people out on purpose, though. That's just not my thing. Might be other people's things, it's not my thing. But it's been an incredible joy and frustration these past 10 years making Let's Plays. So there's been a lot of weird ups and downs throughout things, and just a lot of good times, a lot of bad times, a lot of sad times, a lot of happy times. But that's life in a nutshell, really. There's a as Ecclesiastes says, there's a time for building, a time destroying, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for war, a time for peace. There's a time for everything. And these past 10 years encapsulated a time for just about everything. And I don't think I would change it for the world, really. Honestly, one second. I wouldn't want to. So I appreciate, once again, I'll say it again. I'll say it every day. I say it every day. You can't hear me, but I yell it at you every single day. Thank you for sticking around and being here. I really appreciate you. These past 10 years, again, it's been a great time. It's been an amazing time. And
I look forward to the future with this. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. Life circumstances are changing, but I feel like I know enough and I can do enough that this isn't the main focus of my life anymore. Like, if I make videos, I can also do other things, which is not something I was able to do in the past. But I have Patreon now. The art takes more time than drawing now, and even that, that has to be a side thing, when I start getting my life back together. But first I have to heal from surgery. But anyway, other things this past week. Let's see. Blossom Tales finished, that's right. That was a great Let's Play. If you want to check it out, now that it's done, I highly recommend it. I was really, really happy with it. Like, I loved that game. I drew a bunch of art. We'll get to that at the end. I drew a lot of art this week, even though I did not have a lot of time. Let's see, Mario died. My Persona 5 Royal Phantom Thieves poster with the light in the middle of it turned 1 year old. It turned 1 year old. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I can still look at it and be proud of it after a year. Like, I look at it and I can see that it's objectively something that I've done amazingly. And I know that's, egotistic to say, but objectively it was a good piece for me. And I'm really proud of it. I'm just really proud of it. I'm allowed to be proud of the things that I make. Let's see. As I said, I did my debut of speedrunning on April 1st. Also, the Sephiroth started a new verses of Pokemon Crystal. You should check that out. It's amazing. As April 1sts go, it was actually pretty good. I didn't see any horrible things. I only got rickrolled like 4 or 5 times. Nobody lied about having a disease or anything else that was inappropriate to lie about. I say all in all is pretty good. One thing I did draw, we're gonna go out of order. One thing I did draw, which was more or less an April Fool's joke that I decided maybe to take seriously, but people in the art stream a couple weeks ago asked if I could make a VTuber. So I made, this is based on a thing that I did a while ago, but it's essentially a VTuber, if you will. If I ever made a VTuber, it would look similar to this. I just want to, while we're here, I want to highlight a piece of art someone else did in a second, but while we're here, I guess, while I have the thing up. The other thing I did was another MagFest, drawing. You can see it in my glasses. It was a thing for Messianella of some of her OCs, and I'm really happy with how this came out. From left to right, we have Toki, Shozu, Roku, and Kyron. So yeah, I had this idea kicking around in my head for a while, and I spent a nice amount of time putting detail into it, and I'm really, really, really proud of how it came out. The other thing I did was like a Danganronpa style execution for Mario on the 31st. I don't know, there's not really much to go on, but it looks better on Twitter. It's much better on Twitter. And the last thing I did was drawings for Proton John, but you can see those on Twitter if you'd really like it. Right. So what I wanted to show was the Mika drew a version of my VTuber thing, and I really love this picture. I could not draw any better, but look at that. Look at him. He is so suave. I just love it. Thank you so much. Like, I've been like looking at it a lot, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this. I love it so much. Thank you. But like, man, that's so much better than the one I made. But yeah, so that was a fun time. Stephen George put up like a broken picture phone thing, which was just broken phone, and it was amazing. And I did like a comic thing based on it. That's also on my channel. It's currently the most watched video. I mean, it's also like 2.5 minutes, but it's the most watched video I've made in let's just scroll back here. Almost. Most watched video that I have made in, nope, still going. Back in August now. No, Final Fantasy Remake finale. There we go. For some reason, August 1st, 2020, episode 75, Trail of Blood, has a weird amount of views, probably because the algorithm picked it up. But that was the last time I had something with that amount of views. In this case, it's like 129. But I'm happy that people vibed with the stupid comic idea. I don't really care about the views. I just care that people smile. The people that are the targets of these things at the very least. But I'm just happy that I make people smile with these things. We had the 10 years of Let's Playing, so if you want to check out that video, I talk in there. And a teaser for upcoming projects. And if you didn't see it, I'm gonna spoil it for you now. Upcoming in this year, not necessarily in this particular order. We have Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus, which started yesterday. We have the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, because of course I'm going to be Let's Playing that. Super Metroid for the Super Nintendo, which is a continuation of Metroid 2 and Metroid Zero Mission, And finally Wario Land 4, because I did Wario Land 2 and 3 a while back. I've never actually done Wario Land 1, and I'm going to correct that one day, maybe on stream, I don't know. But Wario Land 4 is my favorite in the series, and it's I have a lot to say about that game, and I'm not going to go into it here, but I have a lot to say about that game in a good way, and I can't wait to eventually get to that. Also, the Runaway Guys announced the Coliseum, which is going to be at the beginning of May, so it's about a month from now, so that's really exciting too. Lots of good charity stuff going on. I'm excited for all charity endeavors. And also this past week we had the final Binding of Isaac expansion, Repentance, come out. And I've been playing that, and it's really good so far. But yeah, that's about it. So again, thank you so much, everybody, for just sticking around and being you. I say that every time, and I really mean it. I've been trying to be at least some sort of good person for 10 years, and I've failed a lot, but one of my hopes in the things that I do here isn't just to entertain or to keep you guys happy for a while, which I'm perfectly fine if that's just what it is, but I hope that at least I can counteract some of the negativity and of not just the internet, but just in general the world. Try to have a voice for if not good, at least not bad. I don't necessarily want to be like a leader of things or anything. I just want to be on the positive side of the scale for everything, and that's really been one of my goals these past 10 years. One of the reasons why I keep at it, because there's at least a few people I think that I can influence, and that ripples outward, and only good things happen from doing good things, and imparting goodness to other people. I don't necessarily know how far that's gone, but from me anyway, but it doesn't mean I shouldn't try, But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you. I appreciate your efforts to make the world a better place as well. I very much appreciate you listening to me ramble on, and whether you've been here
since the beginning, like a few of you that I know that you have, and I notice you, or you've come recently. It's I appreciate you all the same, and here's hoping that this year 11 is good stuff for my channel, good stuff for you guys as well, and we're gonna be going into full packing mode now for the move, which I mentioned last week, so it's gonna be fun times. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.